porque tenés este.
Oh, okay.
¿Vos decís?
Okay. Good. Okay. ¿Listo? No. Well, thank you for coming. I'm Daniel Salazar. On IRC and those geeky things, I'm Sankudo. Thank you. I'm a little bit sick today because of this awesome weather, but yeah, so I'm my voice. So this talk is about explaining a simple technique that I'm using for the character rigs that we animate in Patas. Patas Studio is a very small 2-people studio in Costa Rica where I work with Sarah, over there. So yeah, we started this about 6 years ago, and I was more of a generalist at the time. I thought I'd like it to do everything. Like, I guess lots of us start like that. Like, we can't pick something that we like the most, so we just think we are going to be great at everything. And this is the first thing we did. And we still like it very much. I mean, it's simple, but probably means a lot to us. No sound, sorry. So just to, you probably have seen it already. Just to show the kind of style that we were developing from the beginning. Very cartoony, lots of curves. You can see the head. I don't think there's a straight line anywhere, except from the background, maybe. They were speaking French, so you're not missing anything anyway. I don't think this one was ever released. I mean, on any Blender site. So this is probably newish. It's the same deal, I mean. Also interesting in this project was the need to constantly change whatever they had in their hands. And some of you might know that that is harder than it should. So I want to show you a little bit of these character rigs. Yeah. For example, this is the little cooker guy. Okay. Yeah, so I basically started doing, what I knew I could do, and rigged the whole body, and it moved, nothing special. And I gave it to the animator. And then I started discovering, the truth about rigging, which is you need to comply with lots and lots of feature requests from the animators, and they are a good animator has a vision, and he makes drawings and sketches, and you somehow need to be able to produce that. So for me, this was actually the first time that I made a rig for somebody else. So she started to ask for things. For example, we decided to render the scene in an orthogonal camera, which is weird, but it worked nicely, and allow it for weird tricks. For example, there is a scene here. You can see in lots of scenes from the shots that nothing makes sense except when you look at from the camera point of view. Like he is standing maybe half in between the table, and then it's and look at him. He's mixing air, I guess, because the pot is over here. So it was funny, but when you look at it from the correct angle, you never saw it. So the first thing that we needed for this is stretchy arms and limbs. For these shots, we didn't do stretchy legs because they were always below the table and we didn't see them much. But the limbs needed to be stretchy. And the first thing that maybe some of us think about stretchy is using the stretchy tools in Blender. Big mistake. So this is a stretchy tool, a stretchy IK in Blender. So add the inverse kinematics. And then there's a couple of bone parameters with stretchy values. In the form, I think, the stiffness thing. So you added like almost one stiffness, which means it will have just a little stretchiness. What the? Okay. Then here too. Something like that. And now, well, I don't want to lose time. If you configure it correctly, basically you kind of have an IK behavior, but when it reaches the maximum length of maximum angle of the arms, it starts to stretch, and that is completely useless because when do you need a character that has very long arms but only in this position? Like only if you wanted to, I don't know, reach for the door at 5 meters distance. So that's not a stretch IK behavior. So what we did, so this at the time is that I started trying different approaches. So this guy has an IK arm, like you can see, and I can scale the individual. Oh, this has a bug. This rig is horrible. It was the first time I did this kind of stuff, so it has many problems. But basically, you could scale each segment, the arm and the forearm, and ideally also the leg and the both below and above the knee. Okay. So basically, yeah, you can define exactly the length of each segment, and then the IK behavior still works. So you have a bent arm with IK behavior, no matter how long it is. Also, another difference is that we maybe as riggers, we think it would be a great idea to preserve the volume because, you know, it's like physically correct. To when I'm doing stretchy, then I shrink the girth of the arm, or when I am making it smaller, I'm making it fatter. Yeah, but that is not correct. I mean, we can add that functionality to control the girth of the arms and everything, but that should not be the default, because we were using this to trick poses. So if I go back to here, you will see that this guy has very little arms. They don't even they don't even allow him to reach for the front of his belly. But that's what worked in the design phase. So that is the purpose of a stretchy. It's like allowing stuff that looks good, but is totally not physically correct. So if Sarah did a pose like this, like she was cooking something, then the arm needs to grow like 2 or 3 times, but you don't notice. Okay, so that's the purpose. It's growing all the time. The guy here has a long hand, etc. Okay. So next, there were more requests. For example, if you remember the shirts, we had plenty of deformation in the head, and yeah, like curvy, bendy things. In this rig, that was totally hackish, because it's not so nice if you build a rig thinking that you have it all solved, and then you have to add stuff on top. Ideally, everything has to be thought from the designing stage. So that was really a problem. But this is the simple UI. So I had to add a couple of top-level deformations. For example, the bendiness, the rotation, and the squash and stretch for the head. But since the rig wasn't designed for this at the very beginning, you can see